Hi everyone, my name is Shri Sadhguru Buddha Rawa Bhagwan, and today I'm going to talk to you, continuing on our series of videos on this channel about the similarities and how to bring together basically different lokas that you can experience at the time of enlightenment. I'm going to focus in this case on a few lokas and bringing them together and showing you a little bit how those come together. So, one of these lokas that I'm going to be talking about is the loka that I've talked about in a previous video. The loka where we exist as a being. Almost think about a being in a white suit, a white astronaut suit. Okay, look at it that way. That's the way you can see it within a white cell, and the cell is basically a square room. Okay, I say a cell. You're located in the middle of it. Okay, you're on a chair. Okay, and you're connected to this chair by plugs, pretty much. You know, connected to it, almost like in the movie The Matrix, how they're connected when they're connected in those pods, those things that connect in their back. Connecting them to that chair. Okay, but you're not in a liquid or anything like that. You're in like an astronaut out suit. Okay, connected to that chair, and what you're looking at is a screen. Okay, so what we're talking a screen, we're talking like a TV screen right in front of you. Okay, and you're basically looking at it. Okay, sounds terrifying, and it's one of the views that you get during enlightenment. You know, there are some better ones and some less ones, but it's good to understand why you see those different views at the time of enlightenment, okay, and how they come together, okay, and that can take time even after enlightenment to kind of process all of that within you, and you'll actually be doing that probably for the rest of your life because enlightenment is such an intense experience, so processing those memories can take time, and it is made in a way so that they come available to you at that time in your story when you remember them from your enlightenment, and you do have other experiences apart from enlightenment on your journey as well. So that's one of the views. Now this is the view, the loka basically that you experience at the time of enlightenment, where I experienced myself within that chair, and then basically learning to Shri to push forward, okay, Shri Satguru, okay, to push forward, okay, to push into the screen, okay, to merge with the system. You could say the electrical system or the system, okay, that basically communicates the information to the cell, okay. Um, how did I do that? Okay, you have to use a technique, okay, and I can freely talk about my technique. What I did basically from in that cell, I managed to get a black market microwave in a sense, okay, and you would think of all things, why would you get a microwave, okay, because a microwave is connected to the electricity, connected to the system. And I used basically that microwave, okay, to go through and to be able to hack, if you will, into the system, and learn to project into the system. Okay, so that's Shri, to learn to push forward, to push through into another space. Okay, so at that loka. So basically, from there, look at it almost like going into the screens, and then realize that you have a very very large amount of cells like that with their respective being in that astronaut suit connected to a chair, all one after the other. And if you push through and merge with the system, taking control of the system, you're with your consciousness, okay. Well, then you can, and as I did, projecting out of my body my consciousness into that consciously, basically, then moving through the system and then basically connecting to other people's screens. So what are people usually watching on their screen? Okay, people are usually watching stuff that entertains them. Okay, basically what they're watching is stuff that's not the truth. Okay, now it's make believe. Okay, and it often has a purpose, and the purpose is to keep whoever's in that chair basically, you know. In their place in a way. Okay, so what you want to do when you push through and your Shri Sadguru, okay, the Shri will push forward. The Sadguru will start making himself available by going into the screens of other people and other cells, okay, and then changing the channel to the truth channel, the Sadguru channel, the truth channel, okay. You might not find the most news about entertainment, okay, but you'll find the truth about who you are and what circumstances you find yourself in at this given time. And there is a multiple levels that you experience at the time of enlightenment where you are in a sense trapped, okay. So you're getting out of that entrapment in the measure that you're able to do so. Not all lokas, but there is that, within the story, okay. So that's it for that loka. Now, what have we talked about cubes also? We've also talked about, these cells are these cubes, right? We've talked about that. But we've also talked about how in the Kalachakra mandala, when you look at it, you see a tunnel in the Kalachakra mandala, an in-depth 3D tunnel, and then in the center of it, you see a cube. And that cube is actually a cube that moves forward in that tunnel. Okay, so visualize that when you look at the Kalachakra mandala. And then the colors or openings or doors on the side of the tunnel, those are basically doors that you can exit to go into another direction, okay, to another place, but they're color-coded to a specific permission. So if you don't have a color coding on your side that's color-coded to one of the ones that's on that door, you can't go through there. Okay, and then there's also the admin access ones. So in the areas where everybody has to go in the same direction, sometimes there's a branch where only an admin direction goes in the other way. Okay, and the admin is the black color in the Kalachakra mandala. But we won't get too much into that. I ask you to please look into my previous videos on the Kalachakra mandala if you're interested in learning its secrets. Okay, or some of its secrets, let's say. Now, so what did I say? In the Kalachakra, in the systems view, you're moving around as a cube, right? As a cube, a golden cube that's moving in the Kalachakra. And the purpose of the Kalachakra, the purpose now is for your cube to get to the center of the Kalachakra, to become the center of the Kalachakra, which is basically the purpose, the achievement of the calculation of the Kalachakra. The purpose is to be able to hack into the greater computer beyond the one we're in, basically to learn the truth of all things, to merge with the memory of everything in the computer as far as it can go in all its multiple levels of onions, okay? To basically see who created us, who created him, right? That's right, and all that. So, and what is the nature of the world in which we exist, to be confirmed that, and I'm very happy to say that's something we did succeed on, and I invite you to go on that path and journey if that's something for you, and to look at enlightenment as something to attain on that path as well. Now, so what do we say? A cube, right? So now right away we're thinking, okay, and now I'm going to bring into that element that's going to make this video, and which is the link, okay, from a third visualization view of enlightenment, okay? And in this view, you're navigating through the Kalachakra tunnels as a system within your cube, okay? And you're looking through a windshield in your cube, and you have controls, and you're controlling your cube as it's moving through the Kalachakra. That's another view, okay? And in this view here, what's important to notice is, of course, you have the concept of enlightenment, activation, all that. You have many concepts. But in this one, when you're moving through the Kalachakra, you're noticing different things. Okay? But one of the things you're noticing is that cube, right? And that you're in there and you're looking basically at a screen, right? Because what is a windshield, right? It's a screen. Okay, it's not made out of glass, this windshield that you're looking at in that cube outside the Kalachakra, when you're navigating the Kalachakra. Okay, it's a screen, okay, and you're looking at the outside of the Kalachakra, the tunnel, navigating it, because there's obstacles sometimes, okay, in that view. Okay, so what do we have here? You have another situation where you're looking through a screen. Okay. So, what is a screen? A screen, if you make it big enough, is almost like a window. A window, you know, Windows computers, when you have an open window, it's like a screen. If you make it the size of your screen, that's a screen, that's a window. Okay, so now you can see what we have here is we have three lokas with that same cube shape that were basically existing within. Okay, um, and that we exist within that cube. So you have the different visualizations of those at the time of enlightenment, and then there are others and so forth. We'll limit it at three for now. Okay, so I hope this kind of helps, you know, as people listen to these videos, okay, and think, even hear terms they don't understand and can research, right? These videos can be researched, the videos we have on this channel. But one of the things to understand is that apart from researching the video, you know, you can also practice the teachings, okay, and also from listening to the video, um, you will get an understanding or a knowledge acquired, okay, and acquiring that knowledge, especially this specific knowledge on this subject, which is basically what you are looking to attain, enlightenment, right, from someone who's done that, you know, that'll be invaluable for you as far as bringing that back to jnana yoga, okay, or a yoga of knowledge, okay, to which you can mix other yogas, yoga of bhakti, yoga of devotion, yoga of karma, a raja yoga, okay, different types, the meditation yogas, okay, and all these different things. So thank you very much for listening. Just another video on different lokas today, basically bringing them together, but bringing them together with that square shape, understanding the cube, and, you know, talking more about that cube, how the cube exists, how we exist within the cube, okay, how we have our space within the cube, and the cube navigates through the Kalachakra, okay. So also bringing it back to the term of Shri, right? To Shri is to be able to push forward, right? So being able to push outside of your cube, okay? So no longer only moving from within your cube, but to be able to push through, to push forward, push outside of the cube, okay? Which is the term Shri, okay? And then eventually that is an important component, because when you're going to embark, you know, I would say likely after enlightenment, when you are going to embark on your journey towards the center of the Kalachakra, okay, if you ever get to that point, or ever desire to get to that point, or want to just practice to get to that point, you know, practice the teachings, and who knows where it'll bring you, right? It won't hurt to practice, okay? So what you want to do is, before you set on your journey, okay, you become enlightened, okay, you're enlightened, you're conscious as you're moving through the Kalachakra, that you are moving, then you're going to basically go on your journey, right? So once you go on your journey, then you're going to go to the center of the Kalachakra. But when you get to the center, you're going to have to push forward outside of your cube to get to what exists there, okay? And basically look at it in a way where I'm there, okay, but I'm also everywhere, okay? You're going to get there, you're going to get to the center of the Kalachakra, okay, you're in this basically at another loka. This is experience your enlightenment. This one you see basically everyone as little squares that are moving within a grid, and everybody's trying to get to the top. And at the top, you know, when you get to the top position, you become number one, number two, number three to reach the top and stay at the top. Okay, so you stay at the top when you get to the top, and the goal is for everyone eventually. It's a continual going up, because the equation lasts forever, you know. Creation was designed to last for all of eternity, as long as it's not dissolved at the end, okay? So basically what we do here, you know, everybody basically reaches the top in a different order, and then we have numbers to the order of the people who reach the center of the Kalachakra, okay? What do you call someone who reaches the center of the Kalachakra? Okay, you would call them a Shri. Okay, yes, they would be a Shri to reach the center of the Kalachakra. They may be a Sadguru at that point too, as they have reached the center of the Kalachakra and are qualified to be a Sadguru. And that story will be built to them, you know, until such a time as you've experienced basically that not only the experience of it, but putting it, the manifestation of it in the physical, and you'll know when it's complete. Okay, there'll be something put in the story for you to wrap it around and make it complete, something cute. Okay, it's supposed to be a gentle story. Okay, it's a good story for everyone. It's supposed to be like a nice story. Like for me, reaching the center of the Kalachakra, I had blankets waiting for me, which symbolize one for the Sadguru, one for the teacher, 5 or 6 for the students. Okay, so basically, now I, I encourage people, go on your spiritual journey, and then if you can get a good teacher and a good guide, and um, you can basically go far. And now, as far as joining the Guru Parampara, all right, that's another matter. We might talk about that another time. Now, one of the things to remember, okay, when you're going through enlightenment, okay, yes, that's one thing. When you get out of it, it's going to be a heck of a shock. You're going to say, wow, what just happened? And it's all going to come back to you over time, okay? Because it's such an overwhelming experience. So you experience so much, so many lifetimes and all that, very in so many years and lifetimes and all these things. Okay, until such a time as you experience the touring strip symbols. Okay, so you're basically looking from above the touring strip symbols, and you're seeing the symbols go down. Okay, in a vertical way. Okay, the first strip first and the second strip, and it stops on your first symbol and then the sister symbol after. Okay, until you stops on your symbol, you know your symbols, all that stuff. Okay, until you actually experience the enlightenment of the symbol, that's not considered enlightenment. Okay, once that happens, that's enlightenment. Then your symbol, you experience this at the time of your enlightenment. Okay, yes, an out of body experience, you can say. Basically, then your symbol will enter the field of enlightened symbols, okay, the vibrationary field of enlightenment, at which point it'll interact with the other symbols there, join the alliances, all that stuff, okay? The groupings, the symbols, and have its space to grow as things is peaceful there, okay? As above, so below, and things need to be peaceful here too. Okay, the enlightened field of enlightenment is working through the different parts of the storyline here and making things better. Okay, and you can basically say that the parts that are struggling the most here are the parts that would benefit the most from having enlightened people of that tradition, culture, faith, become enlightened. And that would really help because it would help the growth and development of different cultures, traditions, and faiths. As the level of field of enlightenment, the vibrationary field has an impact on the development here. Okay, so basically, you can look at a YouTube video, for example, and you can say, "Oh, okay, I can see in this video here, basically." Was worked on by beings and by enlightened beings at the level of the enlightened field. Okay, you can see those things. Okay, until such a time as you're enlightened, well, then I would recommend pursue enlightenment, and then I would recommend once you become enlightened, okay, now you need to fully manifest your enlightenment. Okay, act it out. Which is as important as the enlightenment itself, because that'll bring you to the next steps of your practice. Okay? Thank you for listening, and if you do have any questions or comments, please leave them in the chat function, and have a great one.